Alright, what's up, guys? I have exciting news. I topped during the Sunday Connecticut Regional with Tenyi Giant Ballpark. It was 9 rounds. I lost 2 games over the course of 9 rounds, and I ended up topping. I got an invitation with a deck that I essentially came up with start to finish, and I can't wait to present it to you guys. It is an extremely fun deck. Nobody expected to play against. I would have been 8-1 if I hadn't misplayed. I really, really badly misplayed against a dinosaur player. He admitted it. He was like, "Yeah, you probably should have won that one." But both games were like just one big mess. But it was 100% my fault. I misplayed so badly. I forgot to resolve the giant ballpark, and I ended up losing that game. But if it hadn't been for that, it probably would have been a top 8 one. But let's get started. We're starting off with 3 copies of the Tenyi Spirit Vishuda. This one is one of the best. Basically, all of the Tenyi monsters, with the Tenyi monsters, if you control no effect monsters or like no monsters at all, you can special summon them for free from your hand. And then on top of that, they all have a bonus effect where you can banish them from the graveyard or from your hand if you control non-effect monsters and resolve one of their effects. In the case of Vishuda, it allows you to banish itself to bounce a card on your opponent's side of the field. And like I said, it special summons it. This is the big 3. I'm going to show you the next one. This is at Hara. It's a level 1 tuner, and that does come in handy, and it's an earth tuner, so you can make it a Churia Beast. But basically, this one you can banish from your graveyard in order to target one of your Tenyi monsters that are banished and get it back to your hand, which is very useful. This is Ashuna. This is one of the newer ones. This one is really, really good because you can, if you control no effect monsters, just banish this from the graveyard and then special summon a Tenyi monster from your deck, and then you're locked into worms for the rest of the turn. But usually use this this is the last card that you use during your turn. You use this like your final play because it'll basically just give you a free monster at the end, and it's awesome. And that free monster that you get will let you either go into a synchro of a Tenyi or an extra link monster or whatever you need to do. It's like an extra like filler card, but it's really good. It's like a free monster after you've done everything. After everything is said and done, you get a free monster, and you can still make Tornado Dragon. You can still make Boxia. You can still make a lot of different stuff, even when you go into it, and you can still tribute summon the monster, and that'll come in handy when I show you the side deck. We play 2 copies of Shithana. Shithana is very good. This one is when one of your non-effect monsters gets destroyed, you can banish this and then special summon one of those destroyed monsters and then pop a monster on your opponent's side of the field. Then we play 1 copy of Maputra. This is honestly just there for the name, and it's also a level 4, so it lets you go into XYZ plays and stuff like that. But basically, it just, if a non-effect monster gets targeted, you get to negate and destroy the card. But the issue with that effect is that, for the most part, non-effect monsters in Yu-Gi-Oh! Actually don't get targeted that much because the cards that target monsters in general are usually stuff like Widow Anchor, which only works on effect monsters, stuff like Impermanence, which only works on effect monsters. Like a lot of targeting effects only work on effect monsters, period. Like unless you're playing against Altergeist, where if they target one of your non-effect monsters with Silk, you can actually respond with this. There's really 99% of the time no use in doing it. We play 1 copy of Nahata. This one again, it's just a different name. It's slightly worse than Maputra, but it really doesn't it doesn't make a huge difference which one. It's really because you can only use the special summon effect once per turn, so I didn't want to play 2 of the same one. I might as well just have the variety. This one just basically drops an opponent's battling monster by 1500 if you are attacking with a non-effect monster, or battling with a non-effect monster. Then we play 2 copies of Mare. I don't think Mare is ever a brick because even if you have him in hand, you can just discard him for cost for Shaman and then summon him. Or you can just send him from your deck to the graveyard with the Tenyi, the Vessel of the Dragon Souls. So either way, it doesn't matter. Like I don't mind having this in my hand at all. I know a lot of people want to play him at 1, but this is something that you want to see every single duel. You don't, like every turn, every duel, you're essentially playing 5 copies of this card. You always want to see it. You always want to resolve that effect. And I mean, even like tribute summoning and summoning 2 Tenyis and tribute summoning this is still not even bad because then you avoid getting ashed or effect veiler on the other card. Like no matter what, I always want to use Mare. Like it's an amazing card. It gives you 3 free tokens. It gives you synchro plays. It gives you link plays. Like it just gives you way too much to to not play it at 2, or possibly I wouldn't play it at 3, but 2 is definitely good. 3 copies of Lava Golem. Lava Golem is awesome. This is what won me the majority of the games against like Spirals. I played a lot of Spirals. I beat them. I never lost to Spirals. I never lost to... The only decks I lost to were one Salamander, one Dinosaur. Never lost to Spiral. Never lost to Altergeist. Never lost to any of those decks. Because this is a disgusting combo with Lava Golem and Vishuda, where you summon a Lava Golem to their side of the field, then you activate Vishuda, bounce the Lava Golem in your own hand, and then over the course of the game, you just keep tributing stuff. If you don't OTK, but usually you'll OTK in that turn, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, it's extremely, extremely good. Lava Golem is very good against the meta right now. It's right in that middle point where it basically works on every single deck, because it almost doesn't matter what they play. Like I used it against zombies. I used it against a lot of different decks. It doesn't matter what cards they usually play, because Lava Golem just works overall. Like most decks will still summon 2 monsters. Then we play 3 copies of Ash Blossom. It's just still the best hand trap. Like a lot of people think that the Droll and Lockbird is better now, but it's Droll and Lockbird's really only good against certain matchups. Against most, like Ash hurts everybody, but Droll destroys some. So I'd say definitely main deck the Ash. And let's I'm gonna move this out of the way so the glare doesn't get too sharp. We play 3 copies of Shiny Black Sea Squatter, one of my favorite monsters. 2,000 attack. You get them out for free. You get 3 of them every single time, and you know it's pretty easy to OTK with the giant ballpark. Then we play 3 copies of Insect Knight, and these are Earth monsters too, so you can make Naturia Beast with Edhara. But yeah, definitely very good. And of course, you've got all of the rank 4 plays of Abyss Dweller and Tornado Dragon and stuff like that. Definitely useful for that. Then we play 3 copies of Giant Ballpark. If you guys don't know what this does, basically during damage calculation, so if basically 2 monsters are battling, you can make the damage 0, and then you can send an insect monster from your deck to the graveyard. And then if that is a normal insect monster, you can special summon up to 3 from your hand, deck, or graveyard. So basically, you'll, like let's say 2 monsters battle, you'll make it 0, you'll send a Sea Squatter from your deck to the graveyard, and then you'll summon 2 others and the one you sent to the field. And that is an incredible, incredible effect. And there's the second effect. And then, of course, this is all during the battle phase, so you could just keep attacking after you send all this stuff, and you can OTK almost every single time. And then there's the second effect that if a monster you control leaves the field, you can special summon an insect from your graveyard in defense mode, a normal insect. And that effect, I think I resolved like once. Most of the time, honestly, I just forgot to resolve it. Then we play 1 copy of Mystic Mine. This is our other field spell. The reason we play Mystic Mine is because we are playing the set rotation, and this is probably one of the best going second. It's just one of the best going second field spells. Like I couldn't come up with anything else to play, so I just played that. We play 1 copy of the Terraforming, and then we play 1 copy of set rotation. So essentially, between the set rotation and Terraforming, we basically play 5 copies of Giant Ballpark, and then we play 3 copies of Mystic Mine. So we have access to everything. And Mystic Mine is a pretty easy win against a lot of main decks, because no one really main decks Twin Twisters or anything like a lot of decks don't main deck that. So like against Spirals and stuff, it's like a complete auto win. As long as you bait out Sleeper, Mystic Mine is a free win, because they're not going to have any out to it in the main deck. You're just going to go to game 2. And then I'll tell you exactly what I did going into game 2, where I won every single time. Yeah, but I don't think I barely lost any game 1s all day. Then we play 3 copies of Vessel of the Dragon Souls. Basically, this is like, it sends a worm to the graveyard, and then if you control a non-effect monster, you get to add a Tenyi to your hand. It's like a 2-for-1 special. It's an amazing card. Hopefully it doesn't get ashed. It's one of the best cards in the deck. 3 Pot of Desires and 1 of Pot of Avarice. If you guys want to see any combos for Tenyis, let me know. I guess I might do it for this deck, or Tenyis in general. I basically know a lot of combos for the deck, but I never thought to make a combo video. I did test hands before, but no combos. If something you guys want to see, let me know. For the extra deck, we play 1 copy of Naturia Beast. We play 1 copy of Boxia. This basically lets you shuffle away 2 cards when it's synchro summoned for every attribute used to summon it, and you usually use Mare and something else, and you get to shuffle away 2 cards, and then you can pop this and then summon a card from the graveyard. Level 4 lower monster. It's very, very good for that. We play One copy of Draco Berserker of the Tenyi. Again, really good. This is one of your closing plays when you. It's one of your kind of easy to go into plays. One Tornado Dragon, one Abyss Dweller, 3 copies of Monk of the Tenyis, which is the link one for the deck. This card is really good, and I would definitely always max out on 3 of these because you're going to be over the course of a game you're going to be going into a lot of these. One copy of Link Karibo for the Mare tokens. One copy of Shaman of the Tenyi. This is an amazingly broken card. It lets you actually summon the Mare, which is not a lot of cards in the game can summon Mare, and this is just one of the few. One copy of IP Masquerena. This PB let me borrow this, so thanks to him. This card is incredibly good in the deck. This is definitely a part of the combo. It's really good because it lets you. Because the thing is with Shaman, she locks you out of non-Tenyi effects for the rest of the turn. But that doesn't matter because you just make the IP Masquerena, and then you just basically drag your turn into their turn, and you just make Avermax on their turn that can't be destroyed by card effect. It was incredibly good for that. This is like the MVP card of the deck. One copy of Insector, Pico Falena. She basically, after you use the, let's say you use the giant ballpark, you had let's say you had one monster on the field, you attack, cancel the battle damage, you link away 2 insects, make this, and then you make link away an insect and 1 other card, and you make Masquerena, and then you activate this to shuffle back 3 insects, draw a card, and then the next turn you just take these 2 and make either an Avermax or an Avermax or Crusadia Avermax, or you can make a Appaloosa, which is really crazy. Then we play 1 copy of Berserker, 1 copy of Mech Knight Crusadia Avermax, which is my favorite Link monster of all time, and 1 Appaloosa, Bow of the Goddess, which is an incredibly good card, especially for going first. And then for the side deck is disgusting. Alright, we play 3 copies of Droll and Lockbird. Beats Spirals every single time. Beats a lot of decks, actually. I sided in basically just against Spirals. That's the thing, it doesn't really hurt too many other decks, but it definitely hurts them, and that's what matters. Alright, so this is the crazy good card in the side. This one won me a lot. 3 copies of Vanity's Fiend. All of your monsters are special summons, so you don't use your normal summon at all unless you go into Lava Golem, like you don't really eat up your normal summon. Other than that, the deck, like I said, barely, almost never normal summons. It's almost unheard of. So Vanity's Fiend is amazing because, basically this is how it went down every single time. I'd either win or lose die roll. They'd make me go second, or I'd choose to go second, and I would OTK them almost instantly with the giant ballpark, and then I would side out the entire ballpark engine because I knew every single time that they would make me go second, and I would side in the Vanity's Fiend. And every single time I would either drop this or the next few cards that I'm going to show you, and then they would just scoop because they'd side out all of the impermanences and stuff like that because they're like, all right, that stuff obviously doesn't work on him. So they would side out impermanence, and I'd side this in, and all of the outs to this, they would side out, and then game 2 I would basically just steal every single time. But what's amazing about Vanity's Fiend is that you can make a giant board, and because Tenyis don't use a normal summon anyway, you can make a huge board, and then at the end you can use the one I showed you there, Ashuna, which is the one that banishes itself when you have a non-effect monster. You can use the effect of Ashuna, banish it, summon any Tenyi, doesn't matter which one. Like, let's say you summon Edhara, and this is after you've made a huge Tenyi board that includes, like, Crusadia Avermax, and maybe a Naturia Beast, or maybe some kind of, what's it called, like a Naturia Beast, or maybe some kind of a, what's the name, like the Berserker, or maybe an Appaloosa. And then after all of that, you tribute the one you summon, because remember, you can't special summon worms after you activate this effect, but you can still summon, like normal summon. So you tribute summon the one you summon off of Ashuna, and then normal summon the Vanity's Fiend. So you have like a Mech Knight Crusadia Avermax, Vanity's Fiend, and like maybe 1 or 2 Link monsters, which is pretty broken, like for a deck that is in theory not supposed to be able to go first. And then of course they lose because you have too much going for you at that point. They can't make a Bora load under all of that to get rid of your Avermax. There's just too much. There's too much to do basically. Then we play 3 copies of Artifact Sanctum. Again, this card won me quite a few games. It's very good against Spirals, very good against Lunalights, very good against a lot of decks. They basically just have to end their turn. You just OTK them the next turn. No matter what they do, it's just like, you just shuffle away their resources with Boxia and you win. Then we play, of course, the Scythe to summon off of the Sanctum. We play the Pancatrops. It's a really good one of going second. It's like an additional card if you need the extra firepower. One red reboot. These basically are the ones you side against Altergeist. Just again extra ammo, and then 3 Twin Twisters. These last 5 are basically against the annoying back row decks. So the first part is just if you're forced to go first, you side all this stuff in, and then if you are just playing against an annoying like back row deck, you side in the extra Twin Twisters, red reboot, and Dino Rustler Pancatrops. So that is just about it on the deck profile. Like I said, if you guys want to see some combos or something like that, just let me know. I am essentially prepared to show it. But yeah, this deck's been good to me. It's one that I essentially came up with. I liked it. I like it quite a bit, and I had a lot of fun with it. I might retire it and play something else now. Now that I got my invite with it, and just I guess play something else. But yeah, like I said, thank you for watching and subscribe.